With every world there is a beginning, regardless of if myth or man remembers it. If words of songs and praises are passed from generation to generation, the beginning is as inevitable as the end. But for those who were alive to bear witness to it and experience it, lived this moment to the fullest. To me, who is long since departed from this realm, I drank from the cup of life, the sweetest of nectars. I discovered the paths you trod, and cried in the oceans you sailed, touching the stars you give prayers to. For you, sweet child of the land, my tale I give to thee. From the time the great heavens and sacred soil aligned, creation was born at the same time as the sun and the moon, when the world was bathed in twilight. Dragons roamed and bore witness to the first of mortal flesh and blood. Though the creations of the divine splintered from what they could not understand, from the fear they harbored in their hearts, prejudices put up walls between them, and for a time they remained in a paper-thin isolation from each other, barely daring to cross their own borders as they learned to survive in their own corners of the world, until a few of the brave, of the curious, and of the power-hungry sought the wonders and riches of their neighboring region. An uneasy trade bloomed between the races, creeping into the shadows of the trees and the depths of the sea, eating at their minds and souls. The races progressed, but their hunger snapped the thin peace like a twig, and skirmishes broke out across the land. These were easily quelled with the dragon's might, but amongst themselves the tension will always be there. Thus is the flaw of the mortal coil, always winding and ready to devour with the ferocity of a giant serpent. And yet, the unexpected can bloom in these uneasy and tense times, such as the unending love between the most unlikely of pairs, pure and unselfish, that peered past the prejudice of their people until it bore fruit. That fruit, dear viewer, is you. This is you. What a lovely morning this is. You yawn as you stretch out of bed, the morning rays shining on your face with the parted curtains, the winter weather finally slinking off to grant you the grace of leaving your window open the night before. You rub the sleep from your eyes and toss your legs over the side of your cushy bed. With a groan, you stretch out your body as you rise and start to toss your clothes on. Your tail lashes from side to side as you bounce from foot to foot to get your boots on. Farin, you hear your mother call to you. Your sensitive ears prick at her sweet voice. Hurry on down, lad. These errands won't run themselves. Come in, Mayor, you call back down while hooking your belt on, making sure your hunting blade and slingshot are still holstered to it before you canter off down the stairs. Your feet do a little skid as you stop and turn to look back in the mirror, and you tussle your hair in order and give your reflection a grin. The mirror gleams back at you. 5 feet and 2 inches of pure perfection. Your horns curve splendidly backwards and frame locks of hazel hair and above beautiful hazel eyes. Attractive as Alhasa, Gnomehasa gets, you think to yourself with full confidence. Your smooth and arrow-pointed tail flicks behind you as you trot down the steps and into the cozy cottage kitchen. At the table, your Alhasa father sits, Malaros, even with carving their home out from the largest elder tree. It barely accommodates his large horns and hulking body. He doesn't seem to mind partially crouching over, though, and is perfectly comfortable enough while smoking his pipe and reading the village articles. He gives you a soft grunt in greeting, unwilling to take his pipe out while reading, though through no fault of his own. One of his arms has been clean gone for as long as you can remember, and you don't really mind as you snag a piece of toast from his plate with a cheeky grin and a kiss to one of his temples. "Mornin' day," you crone to your father as he gives another grunt and a raise of his brow with his one good eye. His own tail gives the back of your legs an affectionate swat for your cheek. "Honestly, Fa, if you'd get up earlier, you'd eat before going to the market," your mother's voice chastises you, and you turn to see the short and comforting visage that is your mother, Tansy. Hair and eyes as hazel as yours greet you as the gnome woman walks up to you with a knowing gleam. It sparkles in her eyes like stars, while she hands you a rope of the small animal pelts your father caught the night before. "Take these into the village and see if Jeff has any butter or jam to trade." You give a slight wince as you take them, looking to your father. Though strong and proud, the winter hadn't been kind to him and his poor joints. "I take it the bear's still there?" you ask. Your father finally sets his reading down to remove his pipe, releasing a thick plume from his mouth. "Aye, another week and the two of us can clear it out. Cursed creature better behave and left my cows be." Excited at the prospect of going hunting again, you make your way out and head into the village. Life is not always enchanting, but in the sleepy village of Enchanterelle, it's easy to forget, even for its residents. Who are the residents, you might ask? Well, aside from your Alhasa father, there's two that you can think of. In the country of Berks, there are two known races, that live there alongside your Alhasa father. There are halflings and there are gnomes. Now, what's the difference? Gnomes are quite a bit bigger than halflings are. They also have pointed ears. Like every other country, every other continent, and every other race, you are all divided. Along your borders, there are different elemental spirits that keep you safe from other races, but also from other unknown threats that may or may not still be wandering around. This was edicted by the great dragons who rule the world. Let's see, I lost my place, I'm sorry. As you walk, you see idyllic mushroom homes dotting from woods to sea. From far above, the cluster of homes are reminiscent to charming little fairy rings. Golden rays from the sun bathe the cherry-redden roofs in the early morning light, washing the cobblestone roads and acres of wildflowers in a fairy tale-like glow befitting of this area. The homes are small and modest, filled with poets, writers, and artists. They're just as eager to create tales of wonder as the children of the world are to receive them. Well, most of them anyways. Things have been a little tighter for its residents. Fishermen haven't been coming to trade for a few weeks. Not that there's anything to offer them for their labors. It's been just as long since we've been able to head off to the farm. With a hop, you jump the fence surrounding Jeff's home. As always, there's a line of people hustling and bustling from Jeff's stable as he did business. You can hear his voice above all the busy hubbub. Need a flask? Here, silver, beautifully engraved. Magic, see? I already got your name on it, cries Jeff. That's mine, shouts Governor Popper. The village, not only the governor of your country, but also the village's scholar of academics. Exactly, like it was made for you. 30 copper pieces, please. Jeff grins. His broad grin is the only thing visible beneath his large mushroom cap. The stocky gnome, however, waves eagerly when his head lifts enough to wave at you. You can't help but wave back to your longtime friend and make your way waddling through the throng of gnomes, your pointed ears pricking with the sound of whispers amongst the people. All right, my viewers, so we've come to our first set of choices. What would you like to do? You have option A. You can keep making your way over to Jeff. B. You can be nosy and listen in. This will require my chat, you guys, rolling for perception. To roll, we're going to do an exclamation point and then the words or the letters ROLL. Or, if you want, you can try to join the gossip, which is option C. This will also require us to make another roll. This roll is going to be a persuasion roll, but like before, it's just exclamation point ROLL. So what would you like to do, chat? You have a collective decision to make. Majority vote will choose our choices. A, keep making our way to Jeff and ignore everybody else. B, be nosy and just listen in. Or C, join our gossip group. What would we like to do? Okay, let's see. Thank you for liking the map, Rebel. Lavi, everyone is racist, got it. You're Jeff? Okay. Lavi is now Jeff, everybody. They've been lying us this entire time. Their name's not even Dragon Lavi, it's Jeff. Okay, Rebel has voted for liking the T, which is option C, where we join in the conversation. Lavi has said B, where we just try to be nosy and overhear what's being said. In the event that we have a tiebreaker, I will just flip a coin and pick between the two options. So I'll wait a little bit. Oh, let Lavi take it because they are Jeff? Okay. Jeff controls the chat. Okay, not Jeff. So now, since you wanted to be nosy, you have to roll for perception. That's 120! Exclamation point ROLL. Roll. Jeff is your actual player character. I think you'd have to fight Creepy for that. So, in the chat, I'll just go ahead and do an example for you guys to see. Should be, yep. So I did an exclamation. English, I swear. We can exclamation point roll, and it will roll a d20. So it rolled a 10 for me. I did. I rolled so people could see what happened or what to do. And now it's your turn to roll. Because I have to make an opposing roll to see if you get caught or not. No, Lavi hasn't done it yet. There we go. Oh! A 1! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, our very first first roll of the game was a natural 1, and your modifier as is +3 for perception, so that's a total of 4. So you walk up to the people talking. They're just a bunch of little gnomish ladies. You know, they're talking, and you hear a very quick exclamation of "a great dragon." But in your haste, you don't pay attention to where you are walking, and you trip over a root and fall immediately in the center of these ladies talking. They look at you with a great start and a gasp, and immediately bounce their bundles of wares off of your head and yell at you, "Get out of here! You're always trying to snoop on us! Be gone!" Embarrassed, you run off and towards Jeff, who saw the whole thing, and he is just laughing at you. In your shame, you duck inside of his stable, where his mighty and beautiful ferret mount and companion waits for you. Wild imagination, she chirps and cuddles you to help you recover from your embarrassment. You heard absolutely nothing whatsoever. In your haste to get away. Thank you, lovely ferret creature. Yes, she does not judge you for the mistake that you just made. As you slowly recover and the heat leaves your face, Jeff turns and greets you warmly. He gestures for you to have a proper seat on a stool while he clears up his counter of any remaining wares and dumps them into the box next to his feet. With everyone finally gone, he says, "Hey there, Fowl. Friend, old buddy, old pal. You dropped by just in time," he claps, rubbing his hands together eagerly. Even though you didn't really get a chance to speak, he knows that you are here to do business with him, as always. "What has your ma got for me this time?" Your embarrassment finally parting you. You hold up the rabbit pelts, and he makes a face before covering his poor ferret's eyes, whom just gives a huff of indignation for having her face covered. "Easy there. They're related, you know," he scolds you. Jeff goes on to whine, his hands drawing behind his back, and he puffs up to further express his upset. "You don't have any pies or nothing? What am I supposed to do with a pair of smelly pelts?" We are going to once again roll for perception. We have known Jeff for as long as the sun has been in the sky, and sometimes he can be a little sneaky. So we're gonna make sure he's not being sneaky on us again. His name is Jeff. Jeff is salty, yep. Jeff and his beautiful mount, Wild Imagination. Lavi, do you want to try rolling again? Or Rebel, would you like to take a turn to roll and see what we get? Oh, you got an 18. Great job, Rebel. So an 18 plus 3 is a 21. We have recovered from our embarrassment earlier. Okay, so as Jeff was covering Imagination's eyes, or Emma's eyes, you see that he took your slingshot from her mouth. He nicked it she nicked it from you when she was cuddling you. You can't help but chuckle at the huff Jeff is putting out, but you already know that she had it and that he took it from her while you were presumably distracted. You hold your hand out for it. Jeff smirks but hands it back to you. Ah, I can never pull the wool over your eyes. As you take your slingshot back, you're not even really mad about it. Jeff, again, has been your friend your entire life, and he has always told you of the grandest tales that he makes up whenever he visits his family off on the west on the little islands. Nope, we just need a lick of butter and jam. Maybe next time you can swing by and have some pie properly. Jeff chuckles and wags his finger at you, finally pushing away the furs that you offered to him again. Sorry, buddy, old chum. Spring has sprung. That means it's time for me to go back to my crew. Why don't you wander around town and try to do trade there? You give a slight scoff and attach the pelts to your belt again. Yeah, I bet your Nan is a real swashbuckler at her old age. Jeff just gives you a wink and ushers you back out. With a call, Jeff says, adventure is what you make it, pal. Best of luck out there. With that, he boots you out of his stable and firmly shuts the door behind him. You stand alone outside his home. Well, wandering around wasn't on your to-do list today, but you can't exactly go home empty-handed. Where should you be off to then? Let me get back into there. Said goodbye to Jeff. Fight Jeff? Nah, you're mad? You're not doing it again? You messed up, Lavi. No. Come on. It's just one of those things where it happens. There's nothing to be mad about. Fight Jeff. Do you really want to go back in there and try to fight Jeff? I mean, if you really, really want to, I do not mind. But it has to be majority vote. Do you want to fight Jeff again, Rebel? Rebel says to fight Jeff. We have to go back and fight Jeff, your old buddy, your old pal, your old friend. Mother, you crave violence. Okay, so Rebel wants to fight and Lavi wants to fight. So you guys have to roll initiative. That means both of you need to roll if you want to fight Jeff. I wasn't expecting that, but let's yes and it. You both have to roll to fight. Jeff is the big bad evil guy. You feel it's out of character for our character to fight Jeff? Are you sure? I mean, you still can if you really, really want to. I'll put him back up and we'll roll initiative.
Are we fighting love?
Are we fighting Jeff? You're lagging? Oh no. I hope it's not because of me. It's Twitch being Twitch. Aw, I'm sorry. Okay, so Lavi has rolled initiative. She got a 5. Tussle. We're gonna be tussling. Alright, Rebel, you have to roll 2. A 6. So we have a 5 and a 6. Now it's my turn to roll. $14. That means that Jeff gets to go first. Let's see. Making another roll. And a 3. Okay. So Jeff gets to go first. This should be interesting. I'm just going to sit here and laugh the entire time. So, going to move him over here. Move you over here, over top of my potato. Let me pull Jeff back up. Okay, so we have us versus Jeff. Let's go. So, even though we left pretty amicably with Jeff, we noticed that our bag that usually holds our ammunition for our slingshot is still missing. Apparently, Jeff helped himself to a little more than just your slingshot. A little miffed, you walk back up to the door and you bam, 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 bang on it. And with a loud voice you say, "Jeff, I want my stuff back. You've gone too far this time." Jeff swings open the door and he says, "Oh, really? We're in that kind of mood today." But instead of coming out himself, he unleashes his beautiful ferret on us, Ima, and she pounces. Make a grapple opposing roll. You're taking back the name Jeff. We're going to become the real Jeff. So, Ima, the ferret, is trying to tackle you. You need to roll a d20 strength saving throw to try and resist her grappling / tackling you down to the ground. Just do exclamation point roll.
So have to roll.
You both have to roll.
Okay.
Rebel has gotten a 6.
Mommy, please save us. Mommy, please.
No, this is what you wanted. You wanted to fight. You have to live with your consequences. No, you're not.
I never wanted to fight Fair. I wanted to fight Jeff.
You just wanted to fight Jeff. Well, unfortunately, they are a duo. If you fight one, you have to fight them both. A 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, Lavi got a 20. Okay. With a mighty shove, you manage to push Ima right off of you before she can pin you down to the ground. Ima hisses and chitters at you for rudely shoving her out of the way, and without warning, she flops to the ground with her belly up. You now feel terribly because you've upset your friend's most beloved pet and the one who tried to comfort you while you were embarrassed and recovering. You So while you resisted the grapple, you failed the emotional consequence. And Jeff kind of scoffs at you and throws your bag of ammunition at your head. It plops to the ground after giving you a solid thumping. He said, "Now look what you've done. You hurt her feelings. I can't believe after all this time you would attack us. You're gonna suplex the ferret? You recover a little bit from from feeling guilty about wrestling and upsetting your ferret friend, and decide to try to pick her up as a show of dominance. You need to roll another strength check to physically lift her up off the ground. Don't kick her. You can only choose. Okay, you can only choose one. Do you want to try to pick her up, or do you want to try to kick her, Lobby? You can only choose one. Pick her up and give her cuddles, is what Rebel says. Creepy, hi, welcome in. You haven't missed too much. You just got the notification. It's alright, no reason to apologize. We have entered into our first bout of impromptu combat against Jeff and his beautiful ferret mount / companion. Wild imagination. Ooh, Lobby gets a 17 on a d20. Is that to try to kick, or is that a try to pick up? We're wrestling? Pick her up. Alright, so that's 17. I'm doing the math in my head. Okay, she is going to try to resist being picked up, as she should. So I'm going to make an opposing roll. Who's wrestling the ferret? We're wrestling the ferret, baby. She stole the slingshot. Okay, so she does not manage to oppose you, and you haul her up over your head, but because ferrets are long noodlies, she kind of just makes a big U over top of you. Alright, you have picked her up. She is not very happy. She is chittering. She is wiggling around. You may or may not be getting a tail flopping against your face. Jeff is just kind of standing there staring at you, trying to figure out what is going on as you wrestle with his lovely ferret companion. So, Jeff is stunned into inaction. What would you like to do now? Let's see. Rebel says, Jeff, all you need to know is that your ferret companion is your baby now. You have kidnapped her. Rebel has kidnapped Wild Imagination. Are we going to kidnap Wild Imagination?
No, don't do that. Don't actually do that.
Is our little bean man going to commit to a life of crime and walk off into the afternoon set with a new ferret companion? Now you are the ferret?
Yeah, I'm kidnapping Lobby.
Lobby. Alright, Lobby, what do you want to do? So, Rebel has opted for stealing Wild Imagination. What would you like to do? You have to roll for it. You both have to roll for what you want to do. I just need, like, specifics on what you want to do. Creepy, if you want to chime in on what you want to do as foreign. We have 1 vote for kidnapping.
No.
Or ferret napping.
No.
Rebel's not actually going to steal her. You're going to apologize to her and Jeff? Okay. So, kidnapping / setting her back down. Maybe confessing that we were just playing around. Okay, that's 1. I'm not sure how we got to this point, but here we are. Have to remember, we are also trying to get butter and jam for our mother. We went from grocery shopping to ferret stealing. Yes, definitely, absolutely. What's your actual vote? You need to... Oh no! Oh no! You got a 1. Rebel got a 1. Okay. That's our second nat 1 of the stream.
No.
You use your fat and lay on her? What fat do you... Lavi rolled a 12. Okay, so Lavi is winning right now. Creepy, what do you want to do specifically? You have to give me instructions and then you have to roll for it. So far, Lavi is winning with her mighty 12. Yeah, she's gonna say. Rebel just wanted to apologize. Creepy is in favor of ferret napping, but I know what both would do. Yeah, you would know because you made them. Alright. If you want to ferret nap, you have to roll for it. You have to beat Lavi's roll of 12. Yeah, you did make them. Jeff and Wild Imagination were indeed made by CreepyGoth666 for contributing a hefty amount of bits and also for subbies. So she got to put 2 into the encounter. We're interacting with them right now. So if you want to ferret nap Creepy, you have to exclamation point roll and beat out Lobby's roll. Right now, Jeff is standing there stunned. I rolled for him privately. Since he's not directly grappling right now. Okay, so you're going to try to haggle with Jeff to buy Wild Imagination from him, okay? So you're going to have to roll a 1d20 or a 120 again to try and beat out Lavi's roll to keep wrestling. And then you have to try to roll Persuasion, which is just another 20 for you. I've got all the numbers on my side. Yeah, we went from choosing violence to wrestling. And now we're going to try to either kidnap and or haggle, but you have to beat that. Oh, you got a 3, Creepy. Okay. Well, even though Wild Imagination is quite hefty, you manage to wrestle her down to the ground and lay on top of her with all of your not chunky might. And she is going to roll to try and wiggle free of you. Okay, she got a 12. She got a 12. So she does not quite break free yet. But she is definitely wiggling around. And now, because you're being a butt, she's going to attack. Oh, she got a 4. She takes a little nip at your shoulder, but because she's wiggling around too much, she doesn't quite succeed at giving you a chastising little nip. And that is it for her turn. Now it is Jeff's turn. Jeff is getting pretty miffed with you at this point. He's not very happy. So Jeff pushes up his sleeves further and he is going to try and grapple you. So we are going to roll. I'm going to roll. Okay, Jeff got a 10. So that he does not succeed. He makes a grab for your tail, but with Creepy's quick 15, you manage to roll around on the ground and avoid his grab. Hey, knock this off, he calls at you. And he's like really getting mad. He's chasing you around while you and Wild Imagination are rolling through the dirt and getting dirty and muddy. His hat kind of falls further on his head. What would you like to do now, chat? Rebel still wants to apologize. Well, if you want to have your action carried out, you have to roll for it. I think we've spent like 20 minutes on wrestling a ferret. This is the real big bad right here. Everybody go home. Okay, Labby is rolling. Roll. Chaotic. Lagging. Sorry you're lagging though, dear. You could try joining Twitch on your phone. Maybe. It might kill your phone though. You can go ahead and roll. It's laggy for you too, but it's okay. Is it me, guys? Or is it just Twitch? Yeah, you can't type into... Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay. Rebel got a 14. She wants to apologize while grappling still. You need to tell me what exactly it is you want to do besides apologize. I mean, you...
Ferret down on top of
Well, then
Jeff.
type it in the chat so the chat can see. I'm the only one that can hear you. Okay, grab the supplies we originally came for while they're distracted and run. Oh! Creepy got another one. I'll go ahead and make a reminder that we came for jam and butter, but Jeff stated that that he was getting ready to pack up and head out on one of his wild adventures again. Although we know he's just going to go visit his grandmother on the island. Okay, so Rebel says, set the ferret down on top of Jeff and apologize. Oh no! Oh, Lavi, welcome back on your phone. You're both on your phone? Awesome. Okay, Lavi, so far Rebel is winning with a 14 versus a 1. Do you want to keep trying to wrestle the ferret? You have to roll if you want to contest that. Oh. Twitch mobile is always laggy, yeah. I guess. I wouldn't know. I don't use Twitch mobile. Except to look at people who are streaming. You'll remember that for next time? Yeah. Have this gentle music playing while we're rolling around in the ground, wrestling a ferret. She is very happy, and she is whipping us with her tail, and it doesn't hurt because, you know, it's all fluff, but she's not pleased with you right now. Alright, I'm gonna wait another 2 minutes. And if there's no other opposed rolls, I will have our lovely character set our poor ferret friend free. Jeff is angrily chasing us around in a circle while we roll in the dirt. He's getting madder, and he might go on the offensive if this continues, as a gentle heads up. Make sure you have drinky drinks and something to nibble on if you need it. I'm taking a drinky drink. Do, 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 do. Alright, it has been 2 minutes. Rebel, go ahead and make a strength check. Just roll a 20. Because you said that you wanted to pick the ferret up and then set the ferret down on top of Jeff. No, we were still rolling around. You have to pick her back up. You got a 6. You tried to pick Wild Imagination up, but because she's squirming so much and now we are quite dirty and a little bit muddy, she, instead of being picked up, she flops back on the ground and brings you down with her. Okay, I rolled a 16 for Wild Imagination. She slips free of your grapple and goes running back to Jeff. Jeff has absolutely had it with us. He is so mad. He is actually red in the face, and he takes off his belt and starts whopping you, sending you running away in your defeat. As you're running away, you shout an apology and exclaim that you were just playing around. Jeff kind of shakes his fist at you and says, "If I didn't know you any better, I would never let you back in my stall, and you better hope I never run to your ma and tell her what you did today." He may very well tell our mother on us. Now that we have finished wrestling around with Wild Imagination and harassing Jeff, it is time for us to move on and choose something else to do. Okay. You're all crazy. We are now ferretless, but we have a mission in mind. We have to get butter and jam for our dear mother. So, which direction would you like to go? Going north will take us back home. Going south will take us to the bridge. Going to the east will take us to the forest. And going west will take us to the sea. Which direction would you like to go, Chad? We have to try and get bread and butter.
Okay, tell me again. Get the place.
The places? Okay. Okay, if we go up north, we will return home and have to admit to our parents that we weren't able to make an exchange with Jeff and admit to our failures, essentially. If we go south, we can try to cross the bridge to go into Lemire Valley, where all the big cityscape is, and there's a lot of towns and shops. We can go to the east and try to brave through the forest to get through the and get to the farm, or we can go to the west and try to cross the little bit of the sea to get to the islands that Jeff was talking about, where his family lives. Creepy was good with setting the ferret free. Good, because Jeff probably would have stabbed us. Well, make sure you type this in the chat so they know what you're thinking. You have to collaborate with them. Just to refresh, wandering around wasn't on our to-do list today, but we can't exactly go home empty-handed. Where would you all like to go? OMG, what happened, Cree? Is everything okay? Oh, it's still lagging? Alright, Lavi says, Tato, I'ma have to sleep to recover some magnesium, but I'll be better next session. Aw. Well, thanks for coming in and causing chaos, Lavi. We love you. We appreciate you. Have a beautiful night/morning. Certainly hope they'll be able to stick around for next session. Wink, wink. Wink, wink. Okay, Kree has come in and said we should go west. West, young Alhasa. Rebel.
Hold on. I don't want to go north.
You don't want to go back to your mom?
No.
We don't want to go back to our mom and let her down. And tell her about our tomfoolery instead of getting the groceries. Okay, so Rebels thinks that the farm will definitely have bread and butter. So east, also the forest sounds cool. So as you're walking, you make your way to the east and you stop just in front of the forest. It is dark and very cool. But inside of the forest, you hear some groaning and growling. That's when you stop. You try to go check on the farm, but you remember, oh, that's right. Pa said there's owlbears in the woods. They have been seen on the border around the river and prowling around. It's best to not go alone, and it's too bad the cold has made Dad have a flare up with his aches and pains. You hope the cows are okay because your dad really loves those cows, but you decide it's best to not go that direction for now. Discouraged from checking on the farm, we head west to the Isles. We're going to try to go out to sea, but as you approach, you have a really bad feeling about it, and you remember you hate the water and that you kind of sink like a rock, so it's not good to try to travel alone. Okay, so we cannot go west and we cannot go east at this time. So we can try to go south and make it over to Lemire Valley into the town, or we can go north and back home. Which direction do you want to go, south or north? We tried east and west, and both locations are not good to go alone at this time. Our dad is not feeling up to snuff, so to speak, and we don't want to risk him getting hurt trying to sail or trying to fight the owlbears.
I like the sound of owl bears.
Owlbears. Do we want to go south or north?
Well, obviously when I'm on home.
Alright, Rebel has expressed to me out loud that she does not want to go home and admit defeat to your mother. Do you want to try going south, Creepy? Or do you want to call it a day and head home?
Mama will kill me.
Also, I apologize for any lag that the chat is experiencing. Twitch has decided it doesn't like anybody. I'll wait one more minute and then we'll go south. Okay, so it's been a minute. We're going to head south. As we travel south through the village, the sun is rising higher and higher in the sky. It warms the top of your hair and your horns. Your tail swishes amicably as you see all the little gnomes and halflings going about their business. As you approach the bridge, it looks pretty normal. Pretty easy passage. It's all nice and stone. Sweet little cobblestones lead up to it. However, you know you can't really go through the river because there's underwater caverns that could easily pull you in and make you drown. So the bridge is really the safest way to go. But as you get to the bridge, crash! You see the elemental golem standing on the opposite side. It seems to be digging at the earth, looking for something. This golem is not meant to be here. Solid and blocky, it is made of stone and possibly some metal based on the sheen off of it. Well, we can't exactly go south to Lemire Valley now. The golem is not something we want to mess with because it was set there by the great dragons that rule the land to protect the border. So why is it here at the bridge? Hopefully there's going to be someone sent by the dragons to control the golem soon, but that means we have to turn around and head back home to the north. As we're trudging back up north to go home and admit our failures, we're just kind of idly wandering around. And even though this place is idyllic and full of whimsy and fairy tale-ish vibes, you cannot believe your eyes when you see on the corner, is that a frog? Amongst the crowd sort of gathering around, they are in fact staring at the strange creature that has come into town. It is a... I have to pull up the image. No bigger than the smallest gnome, perhaps even smaller than your own mom, stands a curiously dressed toad? Frog? You thought he was a frog. He looks amphibian, and you think you recall acrodons looking like common lizards from time to time, but never frogs. Especially never ones that just stand on the side of the road, holding a poorly scribbled and wet sign that read, "Tailor repairs here." Even without moving closer, you can see the creature has eyes a curious orange color with green, red, and white skin. Tears seem to be welling at the corners of his eyes, and yet they stubbornly refuse to fall. This creature is claiming to mend clothes based on the sign, and yet its own clothes were badly tattered, and the creature surely must have seen better days. A headless dragon tattoo gleams on its mucus-coated skin. What should we do? We're back to our multiple choice options. We can point and laugh at him, which is option A. Option B, we can try to befriend him. Let's see, I'm scrolling downwards. I have to pull up option C. Option C is we can turn around, walk away, and pretend we have never seen this creature, this person in our entire lives, and hope he will be gone by the morning. So A, we can point and laugh. B, we can try to befriend him. Or C, we can ignore him. What would you like to do, chat? Let's see. Creepy is cooking up some soup right now because the nephews are coming over. Oh, Leon, your little nephew Leon's real sick. I'm sorry. I think I remember you mentioning that earlier. I hope he feels better. So Rebel can type in the chat what they would like to do, and anyone else watching, you're welcome to participate. You don't have to buy or do anything besides typing A, B, or C. What would you like to see happen? Going to wait a few more minutes. Actually, this is a really great time for me to do my stretchies, so I'm going to do my stretchies. How are we doing, chat? Are we taking care of ourselves? Stretch to the left. Stretching to the right. Stretching up. Okay, Rebel says option B, where we befriend our mysterious frogman. What says you, Creepy? Would you like to befriend the frog? Or would you like to make fun of him? Or do you want to turn around and pretend that we never saw him? Frog, that's right. We've come across a froggin. He is standing at the corner there. There's a small crowd around, and he is holding a sign saying that he repairs clothing. He's a tailor, supposedly. Even though he is a tailor, excuse me, his clothes are worse for wear, and he looks not in the best of shapes. It's a little beat up, a little dirty. It's covered in mucus, you know, frogs. Frog things, frog life hashtag. Can we make that a thing? Hashtag frog life. Friend, 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 friend. We're chanting, chanting, chanting. Befriend the frog. All right, here we go. Let us see what happens trying to befriend, I can talk, I swear, our frog. Also, if anyone has any dialogue they would like to insert into the conversation or ask questions, certainly feel free to do so. Don't be shy. I just did some pre-written stuff and had a vague plan in mind in case no one wanted to say anything or speak up. All right, we are going to try to befriend him. We approach the creature you see and notice that it has a staff tucked into a loop on its pack, presumably where its tailoring tools are kept. Well, hello there, and whom might you be? You start pleasantly. You do a little blink as the frog's face seemed to wrinkle at your presence. One eye squints at you like it had smelled something foul. And what are you? He scoffs. Are you an Alhasa? How'd you get in Berks? You're the scrawniest thing I've ever seen. Don't tell me you're a mixie. The masculine voice hisses from his throat. It's quite clear what he thinks of you. However, you keep the smile on your face. Your tail and brow ridge raise at the venom in his tone. The insult is foreign to you, but you get the gist. Your smile only grows from ear to ear while reaching out to boop his nose and give a short laugh as he jumps back at how offended he is by your touch. Suppose I am. Though I guess you don't wanna... What did you call me? A mixie? Anyways, I suppose you don't want my business. You hum in a sing-song way. Pulling out a single gold piece from your pouch, you give it a toss in the air. The disgust on his face quickly shifts while the shiny coin traverses from the back of your knuckle and up into the air. You can see his pride melting away like the winter snow in the summer sun, and a loud growl emits from his pinched stomach as you catch it back in your hand and put it in your pouch. Defeated, the frog creature hangs his head. His mouth works side to side from swallowing the words he wanted to say while you patiently wait, and he holds his hands up. Please, sir, I'd be humbled to be of service to you. You smile a little and pop a seat on the curb beside the toad or the frog, you're not really sure, offering him the rabbit pelts you brought from home. That's better. Here, what can you do with this? Without complaint, he has a seat next to you while taking the furs, looking them over with sharp and keen eyes before those same eyes shift to look back at you. A brow lifting at your slingshot before back to the furs. After observing you, he lays them on his lap and starts pulling tailoring tools from his back and sets to work. I can make plenty out of these two, sir. A nice pouch for money, or a quiver for your, weapon there. You laugh a bit, but watch as he pulls scrap material from his worn pack on his back, mesmerized by just how quickly he worked. Well, I'll be offering these for trade, but I'm sure someone will find those things appealing. You say to clarify, though you don't get a response outside of a grunt. Is there anything you want to say to him, chat, before we proceed? He was a little rude to us. Butter do my stretchies? Okay, I'm doing my stretchies all over again. Thank you for the redeem. I stretch to the left. I stretch to the right. Oh, I get myself a sippy sip. I'm out of sippy sips. I got more sippy sips. They were just out of reach. Okay, I've got my sippy sips. Thank you, Boo, for the redeems. Alright. Let us continue on. With a little pout, you set your chin in your palm with your elbow on your knee. So, since I'm your client right now and you were kind of rude to me before, what are you? What's your name? You grin as his hands slow in their dance to give you another stinky look, your tail swishing from side to side eagerly at his response. The frog toad man continues to look unimpressed, humorless, and you give a small whine when he doesn't answer you. You nudge his side with your elbow. Come on, how am I supposed to spread your good name around if I don't know your name? The frog creature gives a sigh, and a bit of a snort. My name's of no consequence, he starts, but you're quick to snap your fingers and grin. You're enjoying yourself at his expense. Alright, then I'll just have to make one up for you. With a bounce, you pop back up to your feet and do an impressive spin before pointing at your newly self-appointed friend. Or imposed appointed friend, we should say. Come one, come all, you boom in the loudest voice you can, drawing looks your way. Both short and tall. Come see Sir Ribert, Wordsworth, Williams, Wallace, Elizabeth, Frogsworth, you declare in a booming voice, only getting louder with every single word you say. His expression falls even flatter, and he reaches up to try and pull you down. Enough, he says sharply. Oh, you do not like that one? How about... And again, you spin in a circle, pointing this time with your tail. Behold, Froggington Toadsworth Esquire. The 3rd Duke of Ribbenton is here. You laugh again as a panicked look crosses his features, and he drags you back down by your belt. All right, fine. You win, he hisses at you. To your delight, at his expense, you give him your full and rapt attention. My name, he starts. For a time he goes quiet and he squints. You debate on if you should say something else to him. Maybe you put him in an uncomfortable spot. Should we interject and tell him he doesn't have to talk about himself? After a long pause, his expression shifts and he opens his mouth. My name, he starts. I'm not actually this. He tries. Nervous hands rub at the side of his head like an ache was starting to form. His face begins scrunching up in his concentration. You hold your breath. You're not sure what has changed about this day. Has the sky gotten darker? My name is... But before he can get a word further out, his skin changes color from green to purple and then yellow and brown all at once. His eyes lose their focus and his head falls back. A loud, shrill, bellowing croak fills the air. His budding tears finally start to stream from his eyes. They turn from clear to red. You startle back and curl your tail up in a way to try and escape the loud cry. It hurts as it rings through your sensitive ears, and others in the crowd begin to cower down and flee. You open your mouth, trying to tell him to cut it out, but then you notice the tattoos on his arms glow a molten red, and blood starts to weep from every carefully drawn line. What do you do? Chat, you can try to calm him down. You can try to knock him out. You can try to call for help. Or you can pretend like you had nothing to do with it and run away. You can also attack him to try and get him out of the village, like grapple him out. What would you like to do? Which is kind of just going back to trying to knock him out. The difference is if you try to grapple, we'll roll initiative and you'll have to fight him. But if you knock him out, you can try to get around him and just bop him on the head. So what would you like to do? Okay, Creepy says they gotta go, but they love us and are super excited to hear the rest. Thank you, Creepy. I love you. Hello, welcome into YREL 9 Euro 9. says hashtag frog life. That's right. We are currently facing a who you have dubbed Toadsworth. You asked him about his past, and he started to trill out a very froggy scream that's hurting everyone's ears, and he's bleeding from his arms. Our options are to try and calm him down. You can knock him out, sneak around him and knock him out. You can call for help. We can walk away and pretend like we know nothing. Or we can try to grapple him and drag him out of there. This may or may not start combat. It probably will. We don't know yet. So what would you like to do? Hi, Chax. Welcome in. Good to see you. You missed Lavi trying to wrestle a ferret and potentially kidnap said ferret. Lavi had to go because chat was lagging, and I do apologize that Twitch is being a little bit of a butt and is lagging for everybody. But how are we doing? Are we doing good? In case you're just joining in, hi, my name is Potato. I like to draw for my kids and also for commission. Because of that reason, my stream is PG-13, so please mind your P's and Q's. Today we're doing session 1 of my D&D storytelling pick your own adventure. It's called Chronicles of Vestia Forge. After making our way through the town and kind of exploring and wrestling with weasels and seeing what we had to see, we've come across a curious little frogman who tailors clothes. We teased him a little bit, and he agreed to make something out of a pair of rabbit pelts that we had to try and trade for butter and jam for our mom. We asked about him, and he tried to tell us about himself, but he started to react negatively. His head fell back and he changed colors, and he's letting out a very shrill, froggish, croaking cry. The dragon tattoos on his arms are now bleeding, and the chat now has the option to try to calm him down. We can try to knock him out. We can call for help. We can pretend like we know nothing. Or we can try to grapple him and drag him away. Grappling may or may not trigger combat. So make sure you're taking care of yourselves. I love you guys, and I appreciate you being here. And just having fun with me as I take a sippy sip. Also, I'm gonna thank you everyone for sitting through those ads. I know they're difficult, but they really support me and my channel and what I do. Yes, thank you, Rebel. Twitch is being a butt today and is really lagging a lot. So I do apologize. I'm sorry that this had to happen on D&D night. Everyone was really excited for it. And Twitch said no. Twitch said no on a lot of things. Streamlabs said no about Spotify. But it's okay, we're not gonna let it keep us down. I'm actually kind of taking a little breaky break while waiting for you all to catch up. I'm jamming out to this awesome music. Whew. Gonna put my feet up